Astrocass here. Thanks for joining me. I'm just back with a quick little astrology update. This one is a transit for February and it is going to be for my Aries risings out there. So let's jump straight into it. So Aries, your sun starts off in the Aquarius 11th house. And so what this means is that you're really going to be shining in the areas of your friendships, networks, community, and it can also bring some more confidence and hope around the big wishes and dreams you've got. On the 19th of February, it'll then move into your 12th house. And so what this means with the sun being in your 12th house, it's really a time for rest, rejuvenation. It's a time when you might be isolating a little bit more or just spending more time alone. So you might just be withdrawing from your friendship groups and spending more time at home. Sometimes it can be more of a spiritual kind of time for you where you just spend more time meditating, being by yourself, maybe contemplating, different spiritual topics. Other times it can be when the sun goes through the 12th house. It can be things to do with hospitals, mental health, moving. Sometimes moving somewhere can be another thing. Or it could be working behind the scenes on like a big project, something that's kind of like a bit secret that people don't really know about, those sorts of things. So Mercury, the planet of communication and news and learning, that starts off still retrograde in your Capricorn 10th house. So this just means that you're really reflecting, revising and revisiting topics and events that haven't been finished or just things that aren't working in regards to your 10th house, which is your career and reputation. So with Mercury being retrograde, there might be some news or some communication that you're waiting on. Might be miscommunication with the bosses, or if you're a boss, maybe with your co-workers or employees. There could just be a little bit of miscommunication there, or this also could be just you reflecting back on maybe something that you've got to finish off in regards to your career or reputation that you started previously that didn't quite finish off. So yeah, retrogrades are a time for reflection and revising, those sorts of things. And it'll be retrograde and in that house until the 15th, which it'll then, on the 15th, it'll move into your Aquarius 11th house. So once it moves into your 11th house, that's when you're really going to be communicating more with your friends. You're going to be networking more out in the community. Again, the 11th house is friends, network, community, hopes and wishes. So all those sorts of things you're going to be communicating, learning more about. You might even get some news about friends or the groups that you're a part of. Venus, the planet of love, romance and money, which I'm pretty sure everyone will be a bit excited about because it has been retrograde for quite a while, but now, finally, it is going to be moving forward. Like in February, it's going to be out of its retrograde. It's still going to be in shadow, but it's out of its retrograde. So yours starts off in your Capricorn 10th house. So again, you're really loving and valuing your career and reputation. You might be getting noticed for your appearance or money or just your values, something like that. So one of those Venusian topics you might be really getting noticed for. Again, as I mentioned, you're really just going to be loving work, and maybe there might be a romance at work with some people. Other people, there might be some new money coming your way through work if Venus rules your second house of income and finances. So all these sorts of things can happen with Venus going through that 10th house for you. And it'll be going through Capricorn all the way through February. However, one thing I did want to mention is that it does make a few conjunctions with Mars at the end of February. So those two are going to be doing a little bit of a dance, and they're basically the cosmic lovers. They are the twin flames, soulmates, cosmic lovers, masculine, feminine, yin, yang, whatever you want to call it. They're the divine lovers. So this is going to be very interesting, and it can be quite a good thing for people, but it can also be quite difficult depending on your chart and what's happening, because obviously Mars is passion and action, but it can also be aggression as well, and wars and arguments and fights. And Venus is like love and romance and money and our values, and sometimes they mesh really well and give us like passion, sparks, love, romance, dating, intimacy. Other times it can be you know, arguments and our values and needs not being met, and, you know, maybe being a bit impulsive and those sorts of things. And throughout astrology, sometimes people with natal charts that have like Venus and Mars conjunct, a lot of the time there can be elements of some type of abuse around that area. Not always. Sometimes people are more advocate for those things that happen. Other times those people with those conjunctions can be involved in scandals or abuse, those sorts of things. But just in general, when it's a bit of a transit, just think, how is this impacting your chart and what's going on there? So Mars, as I just mentioned, the planet of aggression, war, action, passion. It's what we're fighting for and fighting with. That starts off in your Capricorn 10th house. So again, you're going to be taking action in your career and reputation. You're going to be really assertive. You're going to take a lot of your passion and desire into your career and reputation, and hopefully that'll work out really well, because again, the higher side of Mars is, you know, taking action, getting things done, you know, that passion and drive. The downside can be like arguments, fights, disagreements, war, aggression, those sorts of things. So it depends on your natal chart and how this is all playing out for you. Again, I'm not going to go through what I just mentioned, but just keep in mind Mars and Venus are going to conjunct a lot at the end of February. They're going to keep like making conjunction together. They're pretty much going to transit together through the end of February. So that's quite important to keep an eye on that. There's a new moon in Aquarius at 12 degrees on the 12th of February. Sorry. There is a new moon in Aquarius at 12 degrees in your 12th house on February 1st. And it's happening at 4:46 p.m. in Australian time, so February 1st. So new moons, what is this? This is new beginnings. It's basically the start of a new cycle for you. This will usually happen, events will usually occur sometimes straight away, sometimes you'll see them unfold over the next 3 to 6 months. When it's involving your Aquarius 11th house, this is things like your friendships, networks, the communities that you're a part of. So there'll be new beginnings around those. And I think, sorry, before, I think I said 12th house before as well. I meant 11th house. I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, it's going to be new beginnings around those Aquarian 11th house topics for you, and new beginnings there. So I hope that works out really well for you. It is a bit of a challenging one because there is involvement from Saturn and also Uranus with this new moon. So it is going to be one that's going to require a lot of thought and time, and a lot of caution with it because of Saturn's influence and also with Uranus's influence on that new moon. But if you are quite responsible and thoughtful with how you manifest and what you want to do, it can be quite good for you. Then we have a full moon in Leo, I think roughly 27 degrees in your 5th house, and that's happening on this February 17th. At 3:56 a.m. in Australian time, because that's where I'm from. So full moons are endings of cycles. It's endings, completions, things coming to an end. 5th house is children, creativity, fun, romance, dating, risk-taking, all those fun things. So there'll be endings around those topics. And if you look back to when the last Leo new moon was, that's when these events would have started to take off. With this full moon, it's bringing them all to a completion. But you'll definitely see those endings coming into place over the next 3 to 6 months for you. And I would love to hear from you about, you know, what things are already happening for you and what these new moons and full moons are going to bring for you. So definitely comment below and let me know what you think will be happening or what events have already started to come out for you. I'm really excited for these to happen, and we'll see what goes on with them. But thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.